didn't cry for a little while, and then he cried and he was alive, and that was brilliant. And I cried then in relief. Me crying because he was alive didn't actually register in my mind as anything. It was just an emotion. Um,
Mm.
and then in the hospital, and now this is going to get very raw and very deep, and a little bit of a trigger warning if anybody has any postpartum depression or anything, please just listen with caution. Um, I yeah, I was in the hospital anyway, and obviously you're looking at this gorgeous little baby, and you're besotted, and you know that you. I knew that I loved him, but I didn't feel love, and I don't know, does that make sense? But that's how I felt,
Yeah.
and I knew I had to protect him and mind him, and that was all I was going to do. And I remember lying awake one night. Now I'll never forget it, and it eats me inside because I'll never forget thinking, what's the big deal? Even if I lose this baby, or even if he has a cot death, which is the one thing you're worried about as a new mother, like you're watching them to make sure they're alive. I'll never forget lying there and be like, what is the big deal? And I suppose that made me realize that I was seriously unwell and that I was
Mm.
not okay. And I'll never forget saying it to Shane that I wasn't sure that I loved Paddy, and I wasn't sure that I was okay. And he was fantastic. I'm not going to be like, but I will. I could stand talking about him all day, every day. But
Mhm.
I'll never. I don't know how I pulled myself out of it. Obviously, it was exercise. It generally is for me, and fresh air and talking. But that hormone imbalance that causes you to think like that is so horrific. And if you are thinking like that, go and talk to a doctor and don't ignore it, because
Mm.
it is a scary thought, and it really affects me to this day, feeling that guilt.